Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Thought for Shabbat for Friday, July 4th. This week in the Jewish world, we read the Torah portion called Hukat, which takes place as the Israelites are finally nearing the end of their 40-year journey through the wilderness. As a result, the leadership of the people is changing. In only one chapter of this week's Torah portion, both of Moses' siblings, both Miriam and Aaron, die. And furthermore, Moses learns that as a result of his temper and his actions, he will not lead the people into the promised land. Instead, he will pass on the mantle of leadership to Joshua to lead the people into their new home. In many ways, perhaps Joshua was the perfect leader for this new generation as he embodied a faith and optimism for the possibilities of the future. So too did Aaron's son take over as high priest, and the people learned to pass on the leadership that Miriam had given them as well. On this, the anniversary of the founding of the United States, it's impossible not to see the echoes of the lessons of our Torah portion and the lessons of this nation's founding, and indeed in our current world. So much about the earliest founders put into place in our Constitution and in the building of this nation has to do with passing on the mantle of leadership, either when the people deem it necessary or the Constitution says it must be so. And just as the Israelites learned that as they navigate these transitions of leadership, so too do they continue their life as a nation, so too do they continue their values. We too regularly marvel that the values and goals of the United States continue on, even as leadership passes from one person to another. There is a very obvious reason that from the beginning of its founding, the Jewish people found a home in the United States. In 1790, President George Washington wrote a letter to the Hebrew congregation of Newport, Rhode Island, which for many people epitomize our understanding of religious freedom and the value of freedom in the United States. Washington writes, "The citizens of the United States of America have a right to applaud themselves for having given to mankind examples of an enlarged and liberal policy, a policy worthy of imitation. All possess alike liberty of conscience and immunities of citizenship. It is now no more that toleration is spoken of as if it were the indulgence of one class of people that another enjoyed the exercise of their inherent natural rights. For happily, the government of the United States, which gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, requires only that they who live under its protection should demean themselves as good citizens, in giving it on all occasions their effectual support." He continues, "May the children of the stock of Abraham who dwell in this land continue to merit and enjoy the goodwill of the other inhabitants, while everyone shall sit in safety under his own vine and fig tree, and there shall be none to make him afraid." The words, "everyone shall sit in safety under their own vine and fig tree," was a reference that Washington made to the words of the prophet Micah. It's a covenantal promise that Washington held to that we hold dear to this day. It's a belief in a peaceful world to come. And from the very beginning, the hope and belief with this was that this nation could represent that possibility for all. Safety and security where none shall make them afraid. Where bigotry would hold no sanction and persecution no assistance. As we celebrate Shabbat and July 4th this weekend, may we take these words to heart. May we embody both the traditions of our ancient ancestors and the founding of our nation as we strive to build that more perfect world which Micah described, holding tight to our values as both Americans and Jews. Shabbat Shalom. Happy July 4th. We will have Shabbat services this evening at 6:30. We hope to celebrate with you, and then we'll all watch the fireworks. Bye.